Shut up, I'm trying to watch Judge Joe Brown.
Mayonnaise, Dijon. And I'm like, part of me was like, do I want to say
I mean, did you eat your pineapples today? That's my
Get out.
But I had a green smoothie.
A detox.
Simpler
segregated
times. That's it. There was literally a hashtag that says for Michelle. Talking about Michelle Williams from Destiny Child. I was too busy using our house computer for porn. I didn't necessarily.
Bad AOL.
Right. I was not into watching the little pictures scroll in slowly. Like, oh yes. And I know you are naked right now.
Whoa. Did y'all hear that?
Hello?
Something's different.
goodness.
Hello?
What was that?
It's me.
Who podcast has said that?
Who said that?
Was that like a very good Spanish guitar? What was
That
what the
was
hell
like
was
a
that
little
in the
bit of a
beginning?
little bitty bum in there. There was like, oh man.
I'm still dancing.
Something is
dancing.
off. That does not sound like what we were used to. Anyway, welcome everybody to season 3
Hello.
of the inaugural episode of the new season of Nights at the Round
Nights
Table.
at the round table. Here we go.
This is your boy. Who am I? Goddamn it, Esquire.
Motherfucker forgot.
Nigga, I was still on that goddamn guitar. My mind is shot. This your boy Esquire. I'm here one more time in the building. Who is all over here?
Me is me, baby. It is me. That's your girl Coley back for season 3. So nice. We had to do it thrice.
Okay.
Ooh, what up, yo? Naji is sitting over here in his seat. It's warm because I've warmed it up because we back.
Ooh.
Yes. That's
Ladies
nice.
and gentlemen, welcome back to season 3 of Nights at the Round Table. We got a different look. We got a different logo. We got new music popping up.
Locations?
New location, bro.
Shit.
I tell you what, every year that we do this or every season, it seems like we're getting better and better and better.
The prophetess said level up.
Level
Russell's
it all
wife.
the way up.
She said level up.
She said 5,
Four,
4, 3, 2, 1. Level up.
Well, you probably would not have heard those songs because apparently the rumor is Russell buys all of the albums out of the stores. So
Well, there's only a few of them. Nobody cares anymore. But
All digital copies.
anyway, well, look, we are surviving in this pandemic.
Hell yeah.
And we're just going to use this moment right here, just kind of like to catch up and see what you guys have been up to. Naji, what is up with you?
You
Yes.
know, since we last convened, I believe I had a kid.
Yes.
Since then.
yes.
Yeah, I know I had one, but I just
Baby
don't remember the last time we were here. Yeah,
Naji.
Baby Naji is here. He and his beard.
Yes.
I wish he sounded like
Oh, he
that.
looked just like your daddy.
He does.
He looked just like you, bro.
Oh, God.
I
you
couldn't
spit him
deny that
out.
little nigga if I wanted to.
Bro, he got every last one of your jeans.
Every
Yeah.
single one of them.
Somebody told us, "Daddy's baby, mama's maybe," and I was like,
How does that work? And
didn't
he's
know.
bald like you.
"He's not." So put some respect on his hair. Alright? It's growing in. It just the cradle
That's
cap
cute.
took the first little wave of it off, but
It's all good.
growing in.
Got you.
He getting edges too.
Nice. Yes.
How many months is he now?
3.
3 months.
Oh, man.
God.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mrs. Naji for bringing baby Naji into this world. Congratulations, y'all. That's what's up.
Appreciate it.
I just saw a picture of baby Naji, and I could have sworn he was like back in the car into like the driveway. That joker.
Yeah, he's not big. He's bigger on camera than he is in person. When you see him in person, like everybody's like, "Oh, he's so small," and it's like, you hold him.
So y'all zoomed in. Is that what it is? Y'all
No, it
zoomed
just
in?
he has his thighs tell the story when he's on.
Not his thighs.
His thighs tell the story. So if you ever look at him, he got them baby thighs. And them things thick.
Yay.
But when you see him at the house, he's normally kind of like balled up because he's like sleep or whatever. But
Got you.
when he stretch out, that little nigga, he'll stretch.
Ooh, baby Naji. What about you, Coley? What you had going on?
My niggas, I'm just trying to work from home in my new apartment. Like,
She just got her new apartment.
It's just I pop my woo-ha in the sky. I don't do that.
That's what that's
because I'm right here by the pool, and that is not good.
Chlorine woo-ha.
What's that smell?
But no,
It is woo-ha.
it's WAP.
Oh, okay.
No,
Wow.
I'm just out here, work from home. Summer 2020 was like a fucking mess, but I'm here. I'm just working trying to do what I got to do from day to day. That's really it.
Side note, speaking of WAP, I can't wait for somebody to be out here broadcasting a WAP for somebody to be like, nah, it's drop.
Oh, no.
You mean somebody to call out somebody for that
Yeah,
WAP?
because they all like, because that's kind of the thing now. People just run with it. Oh, I got that WAP. It's like, do you?
I imagine we might be able to find those troll
Or is that
comments.
leftover dove from when you was in the shower? Like that's body wash. That's not.
We might be able to find those troll comments on, like, I don't know, an OnlyFans account. I can imagine
Yeah.
somebody going in and just being like, "Ugh, that's not it."
For someone to pay to troll, that's the level of trolling that I would never reach.
I could aspire to that. I would like to.
They might be running a special, $5.
$5 special,
$5 special,
50% off this month
just for this month.
for resubscriptions.
That's my next
Only if
thing
you're
to
trying
do
to
in all
troll.
this is start my OnlyFans. I keep, trying to do it. I can't find my password. So
Wow,
She's trying to start her demon time.
I'm trying to get it together. That'll be my next adventure.
wow.
Stay tuned.
WAP time.
Wop bada loo
What
bop
about you,
bop
Esquire?
bam boom.
You know what? I'm kind of like y'all, except without the kid in a new apartment. I'm just out here trying to live my best fucking life and make it. Get up every day, go to work, log in, and log back out. That's about it. I think I was the same place I was at when we ended it. Just trying to survive, keep my mask on. That's
Yes.
about it. So
Yes.
I feel you. I'm gonna have to remind myself how to work in a couple weeks when I go back.
Ooh, good luck, my G. It's
Yeah.
real easy. It's real simple. We gave you some tips on the post the other day.
No, it's not. It's not gonna work. I've been out of work for 14 weeks, going on 15. I don't know if I'm gonna remember how to work
oh wow, not you gonna have to go through training again.
twice.
Well, and you know what? My
Change your password.
homegirl came off
been
of
changing
maternity
it.
leave probably like last month, and she said that her teammates had been putting work off to the side, waiting for her to come back, so they could just drop that on her when she came back in. She mad as hell.
It's fine. I'll quit.
Oh, okay. Oh shit.
Some people ain't shit. It be like that.
Well, while you get back to work, I'm about to, as that meme on Instagram, I'm about to be at Congress stripping and dancing, trying to get that second stimulus check. Because where in the hell is it?
I'll be right behind you with the music.
Somebody,
Go,
Nancy,
Esquire.
Nancy, do you want to dance? Okay, well,
love when you dance.
what are you all drinking on? Ooh, not all at the same time.
We're all Spanish today, but in different ways.
okay.
Ladies first.
I have Tito's, little Tito's, a little cranberry out here, a little something slight on this Wednesday night.
Oh, that's nice. I like the way you put that.
Tito's and cranberry. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, she got a little. She's what is that? Oh, it's cranberry vodka. I guess what it's considered. Because Sex on the Beach would have been that with orange juice added
with orange juice, cranberry juice,
and peach schnapps. Is it okay?
something real fruity.
Tutti frutti. I currently have 1800 regular with a little bit of orange juice,
Yes.
regular,
Oh, shit.
and a splash of ginger ale.
Ooh.
Bold.
What are you celebrating tonight? What is going on with you?
We bike, niggas.
That's it.
We bike. That's plies for you.
We bike.
BYKE.
Okay, so I've been spelling it BIKE. This is why my son is going to be just disgusted with me.
When he listens to this,
Dad, stop talking.
3 years.
If he can tell me he's disgusted in 3 years, I have an advanced nigga on my hands.
What am I, Coley? What do I have in my cup?
Esquire is also drinking the same thing as I am, Tito's and cranberry. I think. I know you. I saw you with the Tito's. Did you pour cranberry in there? I actually don't even know.
You know what?
Honestly.
I don't know what the hell is. I grabbed something that was purple in your refrigerator, and it tasted good. So
Okay.
that's what that is.
Uh-oh.
I'm thinking it's the Bury of Crayon.
We gonna see. We gonna see. But yeah, we out here getting a little toasty for the welcome back. Don't y'all worry about us. We good.
Well, speaking of getting toasty and welcome back and feel it in our bag a little bit, so it's season 3, and we would not be ourselves if we didn't talk about some music that we were listening to. So it's the Find Your Note. What is everybody listening to?
This is my note. I've been listening to a lot of things. This has actually been very difficult for me, but
What?
because I've been listening to so much.
Okay,
Oh, you've been on
gotcha.
that road.
I was
I'm
like,
listening.
is your hearing losing?
Yes. I'm trying to listen to everything so I can hear better. But also, I haven't listened to so much, but I have wound it down to 2 joints. Hit Different by Ty Dolla $ign and SZA. I love that joint.
That's a good joint.
I absolutely love that song. And this other track called Hold You by a young lady by the name of Jazz Karis. She's got a couple of EPs out and an album, but I heard that little song come across my little playlist, and I was like, I like that young lady.
What would, if you were suggesting to somebody, what would you have them listen to first? You didn't expect me to throw that out there, did
I
you?
didn't. I'm going to say...
unprepared.
I'm going to say Hold You, only because it's likely that they might have heard the other one already. This other young lady is someone that you don't hear of quite often. So, her first.
Okay.
Jazz Kara's Hold You.
Well, like you, I've been listening to quite a bit in these. How many months have we been gone? Like 3 months?
June? 3 months?
Oh, 3 months? Whatever. It's been a lot that's been going on out there. But I settled on this certain artist. He's always reinventing himself. And, you know, as the person said, coming up, Mo Usher. Usher has a song called Bad Habits out.
Yes.
And that shit is fire.
Yes.
It is good.
I don't know who Usher works with. I don't know if it's because Justin Bieber is back at church now. And whoever was writing the hits for Justin Bieber, he was like, all right, we can get these to Usher now. He all right. He's at that herpes scare, allegedly. So, Bad Habits. And I also went ahead and added in another song from a couple years ago, Good Kisser. I felt like those complement each other. So Bad Habits and Good Kisser.
Rolling, just rolling, cooking steak and eggs.
Ooh.
That will be played before the night is over.
Have you heard it?
Bad Habits, I think is what he's asking.
The
not
song
Good
that
Kisser.
I told you I wanted to make my Find Your Night.
Good Kisser.
The song that came out like 4 years ago.
Yes.
I don't know if you're being funny, if you're being serious.
I'm whatever you want me to be. I just want you to answer the question.
Do you know how many times you played that at the house?
No.
A lot.
Okay, cool. So you've heard it. so you have heard it.
So you admit you have heard it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, so
Can I put you on the record for that?
So, ladies and gentlemen, people are brand new in season 3.
What?
People are getting brand new in season 3. They get real cute, and they start adding some accessories. And now all of a sudden they got a running joke with themselves, but it's fine. It's perfectly fine because that's what we need here, right? Keep it going, keep it flowing, keep the energy hype. Speaking of hype,
Yes.
all of my shit came from the Pank. Okay, every last one of my Find Your where the girls get naked.
Like it.
I don't know. Pank spelled with a Y, much like bike. I'm putting it all together now.
Right.
However, I refuse to use this gentleman's real name because it is not right. His name is Lil Murda.
Okay. Gotcha.
And the song is called Fallen. And for those of us who don't know, the actual name is called Over Love.
Over Love.
Because he always choose the money
Over love.
Now, is that the one? Now, is that the part where the big lady was in jail? Was she singing that?
She was.
Yes.
She
Okay.
wouldn't stop singing it. She was
Yes.
drunk. I so over love, and she was in the corner the entire time,
Going off.
singing that shit
Until she got
after
to
her
gospel
divorce.
songs. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because the mama was in there too. Spoiler alert: if you haven't watched P Valley, my B guys,
Please watch it.
Sorry.
shit's funny, and I like it a lot. Also,
Funny.
Mississippi Pride, because
Crooked letter, ah.
there it is. The fact that people didn't know that's how a lot of people learn how to spell Mississippi. I
Right.
being one of those people.
Yes.
Because sometimes I'll be like, is it too many? How many S's?
If I
how
write
many
Mississippi out
Ps?
right now, I'm like, I do that. Still.
Bet. Like, same thing with Tennessee. I was always TENNESSE Tennessee. That's how I learned how to spell Tennessee.
Oh, shit. Y'all really had ways of learning how to spell this shit.
Because spelling was never my forte. I mean, I could do it if I was forced to, but I didn't like it. Or reading, which we learned tonight. However, I can read. I just don't want to hear myself do it. But
Right.
nonetheless, those 2 songs from the album, and the guy's name is Alphonse Nicholson. He's apparently from Greensboro, I heard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I
That's
was like,
what's up.
I didn't expect to hear that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Around my hometown.
Shout out to Naji for putting me and Coley on P Valley. Like,
Yes.
You did not
That password
disappoint.
saved us. Like,
You didn't disappoint at all.
I think I watched it in a day and a half.
You
Like,
did.
It didn't take me long.
The
at
funny part
all.
was when you were texting me about it, and I was like, "Okay, cool, she just started." This bitch is halfway done. The sun has not even crest.
It's not. I was in here stuck to my TV, like, ooh, shit.
It was definitely a lot going on, but
Yes.
it was like, that's a real good show. And it was just the right amount, in my opinion,
Yeah.
of those 8 episodes. And shout out to K. Michelle. You were doing your thing in that
She
fucking
looked just
show.
like Mercedes. Mercedes looked just like K. Michelle.
That is
Exactly.
wild.
I did hear. I don't know if it was a rumor, but that K. Michelle, like, auditioned for
Well,
the
she
role
said
of
that in that
Mercedes?
video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she released the
Okay,
video.
I couldn't tell if that was like conjecture that I heard or if I actually saw the video.
she said it.
She
I was like,
said
wow,
it.
that's crazy.
And something makes me believe that when she came in the interview for it, they were like, "No, you didn't get it, but let's make her character based off of
Her,
you know,
a lot cheaper.
yes,
but her.
Right.
but her."
This is true.
Yeah.
That price tag.
Yeah, no.
Good
Plus
stuff.
this other, but no, I'll be real. Mercedes got way better body than K Michelle do, in my humble opinion.
Now, yes.
Because
Yeah.
to me, Mercedes looks like a more natural, thick body. K Michelle just looks processed to me. She looks like some Tyson chicken patties.
Well, she actually got rid of her.
Even worse.
Oh,
Even worse.
oh shoot!
The
Well,
fact that you
if she
did
wasn't
it
so
and
snatched
took it
right
away.
here, Mercedes wasn't like waist train snatched in the middle. She looked like she had like a normal
Yeah,
situation going on there, which
She
I
looked
can
like
respect.
she could work out to obtain the body that she had. Like they
Yes.
show her running with the dog, that big ass
Yes.
angry
and
dog.
she was always in workout clothes when she was
She
not
was.
at the strip club.
That's
Shout out
because
to
of, because of
athletics.
the dancers.
That's true.
What are the name? I forgot the name of them
I
dancers.
don't remember those dances.
But
I don't-
either way,
Oh God,
we won't get too far down that rabbit hole.
Yes.
I've been listening to those two songs from the P Valley soundtrack.
Fantastic.
It's my shit.
that's good.
My man said he was raised off cornbread. Used to have short money.
Now you got
Now
long
you got
bread.
long
Now
bread.
you got long bread.
All right.
Y'all stay tuned as we keep diving in. We're gonna have another playlist out for you, but
But we do have a current playlist out that's out right now for the summertime that we did. Summer's ending, I guess. We're about to
Yes.
be going into fall. But it's our summer's end playlist. Like good little grooves on there to make you feel like you're on the beach somewhere, even though you can't be. So put your mask on, put your earphones in, and just groove, please.
I think
Hell
this is
yeah.
the first time that we were able to curate a playlist in like literally less than an hour.
It
yes.
was, yeah, we were
Yes,
kind of
Pop
quick
World.
with it.
Sometimes when I ask these young men to do things, it takes them a long time. When I tell you, I could not be more proud of these young men the night I asked them for what I needed. You know,
Listen, when you got time on your hands,
within a few moments, I had every song on that playlist from these gentlemen, and it was wonderful.
But you know, we
You're
also
welcome.
had months of just listening to shit and letting stuff come out that we had to choose
This
from.
is true.
So we're all good with that. But this is the part where we move into. First off, before I do this, what the hell is going on in the world right now? We are legitimately
What the hell is going on?
exactly in
inside
dark
this
times.
world, around my home.
We are not just dealing with COVID right now. Motherfuckers cannot stay in the house with a mask on. They have
At all.
got to be in the streets, and they got to be fucking wilding out.
Yes, correct.
So who the fuck left these goddamn gate open?
Once they bought up all the toilet paper and the paper towels, they
Ugh.
also bought up all the WD-40 because
And I
this
feel
gate
like
is
forgave
still
y'all for that.
squeaky.
The DW40 is gone.
It's
bro.
out.
It's
It's out.
gone, and they're not gonna keep that door propped open. They gonna
Can't.
keep letting it close.
Got to.
They gonna keep letting it close until they open it again.
But this lady got through it because she's throwing stuff.
Well, tell us about it then, Coley. You
Oh.
bad? You bad? Go ahead.
This woman in Queens, is it Queensbridge, New York? 53-year-old white lady decided that after drinking a little much and having a terrible day, apparently, she wanted to physically accost a black jogger running through the neighborhood. She lived in the neighborhood, correct? That is her neighborhood?
That is her neighborhood.
Correct.
Queensbridge is her neighborhood.
The white lady and the black
Yeah.
lady,
She
both of
said
them.
Queens.
Well, yes. I think Queensbridge is the full name of that actual city. But anyway,
No, Queensbridge is a project.
is the project?
It's-
Okay,
it's
then
Queens.
no. Queens.
Just
Okay,
Queens.
that's why I was like, when you said that this lady accosted a black jogger in Queensbridge,
Ooh.
that doesn't make any sense.
I just report the news incorrectly. I do apologize.
No, ain't no
Queens.
problem. I was really lost.
I forgot
Why
you.
is she there?
Them your peoples up there. My dude, my
Dang.
G, my guy, my buddy.
Nah,
Folks,
nigga.
Naji
I'm
is
married
from up
into that.
top. He is from up top. So
Nah, I'm married into
New York.
that. I've heard of the square,
he's our
but I don't know
resident
much about
Florida.
it.
He's a Yankee.
But anyway,
My social security number is from New York, though.
this young
Ooh.
woman was
Zero,
physically
zero,
accosted
zero.
with a glass bottle whilst jogging in her neighborhood.
224.
Did you see that video? Did you see
The video was
video?
insane.
I mean, legitimately,
Go back to Africa.
the lady looks like she has stumbled out of a bar. And she is taking it to the head with the bottle. And I don't even know how she even noticed the jogger because it's like there's like a little it's almost like there's a bush or there's a gate to where I don't know if she would even be able to see this jogger. But as soon as the jogger hits it, she is like throws the bottle at the girl's feet and she's like, oh, ooh, ooh. She was like, N-word. Well, I guess I can say it. Nigger, go back to Africa. And the girl's like looking at her like,
What?
wait, what the fuck? And this is all caught on camera by a random couple that's like in a car. And they're just filming and they see this happen. They're like, oh shit, did you see that? Turned into the police and They got this
He
lady
said, "Please, somebody, please find this lady." And they found her ass.
bagged and tagged her.
So she is being charged with or facing hate crime and harassment charges for that foolishness. Fuck you, lady, wherever you at.
So
That's ridiculous.
To tell somebody to come back to Africa, to go back to Africa when they're not from Africa.
And the thing is, if they
y'all brought them here in the first place. All right, cool.
And they don't want us. If she was like regular ass black, they don't want us anyway in Africa.
and shout out to that young lady, because it took a lot of poise and dignity and all the other stuff that to hold herself. Because if somebody throws a bottle at my feet, especially this old white lady right here, she would be going on to glory. Like at that point,
she'd be going up yonder.
It'd be a real show for the people out there, because she would be getting dragged like I don't know what. Like we would quickly sober her up real quick off that point. So they were like, last time when Mima drank, she got her ass whooped. So
yeah,
we're getting out of that. But speaking of drinking and getting it out, your boy Kanye is out here.
That's your friend. What is he doing?
Apparently he has got diabetes and is like releasing it all out. So
he got contract diabetes.
Right. Besides for running for president for nothing on a platform full of nothing and attacking Harriet Tubman, Kanye West has turned his fire to his record label. He got on Twitter. He was doing this whole rant about being buried under contracts, and he legitimately posted all of his contracts that he signed.
I'm like, zoom in. Like, what is he doing?
And look, and the attorney and me just enjoyed going through and reading it. I'm like, well, that's a lot of money, Kanye. Like, damn, Kanye. But then he got to the point where he posted the video where he was peeing on his Grammys. And I thought the Grammys was the gold standard. Like, wasn't he fighting for Grammys?
He
like,
was.
Wasn't he in the front row?
And then he stopped
mad?
going because he wasn't getting them like he thought he should.
So when he finally got them, he pissed on them.
Somewhere in the background, I hear D-Ray imitating Bernie Mac and saying, "What in the fuck is this,
Kanye?"
That's all I hear whenever he starts talking.
You said nigga.
But I never see you again. I never see you again. No, I don't know. Are y'all subscribing to the whole movement with him running for president and saying he's
I am in a deep state of prayer
good
for Kanye West. And I just hope that he gets through whatever the fuck this is. And I'm doing my best not to pay him any attention. Okay. I check into my Twitter randomly throughout the day to see what the hell he's talking about. Mm-hmm. But I just like normal, I don't pay him any attention unless he's rapping.
Well, he said he's not putting out any more music. I forgot what he said his stipulation was, but he said he's not putting out any more music. I think at this point he's trying to get it like his masters. People were saying, or there was allegedly Jay-Z sold Kanye's masters to pay for his own masters. Like, they got that going on. So,
well, I saw today he said he's giving his artists their masters. So like John Legend, Big Sean.
Who?
I saw on Twitter today Kanye is trying to give 50% ownership to his artists of their masters. So anyone who's under good music, he's going to be giving them 50% ownership of theirs.
Well, that's good. He is on Twitter fighting for his. So I don't know if he's waiting on somebody to pay it forward, as Naji would say. But they are not. He's trying to enlist Taylor Swift and get help with that.
Yes, he called on Taylor, and that was like...
Does she own all her masters?
No.
She owns her new stuff going forward, yes. All her old shit is
all her
done.
Other stuff that put her
popular
on the map,
stuff? Mm-hmm. Okay.
It got sold, so she doesn't have anything with that. And he's still looking for an apology from Drake and who else?
Pusher? No, that's Drake.
J. Cole.
J. Cole. He's still looking for an apology. So shout out to Kanye. You know, good luck.
Where's Chris? Get him.
Chris is someone getting dicked down by a big black boyfriend.
You're talking about Jenner?
Baku. Yes.
I mean, that's about going to be the only thing that she has, because they're ending they're keeping up with the Kardashian show.
Yes, this is the last season.
Wonder what the next thing's going to be.
I don't know, but that means only two of them have a job now.
Who?
The Jenners. They're the only ones that's going to have a job.
This one, they've made so much money off you all. It doesn't.
This is true.
This is true. There's always the makeup line. She looks real black.
Hence my point. The bottom two actually have jobs.
Yes. Right. So unfortunate. So crazy. But not as crazy.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Speaking of running for president, Donald Trump is out here still running for president. A re-election, as we should say, against Joseph Biden. They got their debate that's coming up, but Donald Trump is out here. Did you see on the news today? Well, Naji, I know you probably didn't see it, but he was asked about hitting the 200,000 milestone with coronavirus.
With the deaths.
With the
I
deaths.
think it's a shame.
And,
shame.
before that,
Okay.
some woman asked him, she was like, is there anything that you want to say to the American people about the 200,000 deaths? He straight ignored her. He was like, next question. And then another reporter picked it up and said, do you have anything to say about the 200,000 deaths? And that's when he came on talking about it's a shame and went on about his business. Ooh. At this point, he don't give a damn.
No dams. Zero dams.
And it's really hard to give a damn. Like, so this is one of the reasons why I don't get wrapped up in, I don't like watching the news because a lot of it is repetitive. Like, and while he may be saying something different today versus he said another day, it's still a whole bunch of bullshit. Mm-hmm. I keep up with the important pieces. But like, for the most part, it's like, yo, Donald Trump been saying sideways shit since 2016. What? Who's surprised? Like his whole campaign was run on just bigotry, and sexism, and just being able to just say whatever you want to and make up whatever lies you want to and run with it. So like right now, like between that and like the whole Breonna Taylor thing, like it's unfortunate, but I don't even see, like, I'm not shocked by any of it because it's so normal at this point.
Well, I'm not even gonna lie. I had just a little bit of hope for Breonna Taylor.
Because the Attorney General was black?
No, because there was so much evidence on its face to where it could not have come out the way that it came out. So, ladies and gentlemen, today they announced that the grand jury came back and indicted only one of the officers.
And not even for her murder.
They indicted him for like endangering neighbors or something.
Wanton endangerment. Wanton endangerment because he was shooting and some of the bullets went into the next apartment. So if you don't understand what's going on, basically there was no justice for Breonna Taylor, but there was justice for the people living beside her. Who did not die. And
whose house was not randomly invaded for no apparent reason.
Absolutely. So it was a heartbreaking moment.
Who left the gate open for Kentucky, for Daniel Cameron, for that grand jury? You know. Brownie, you deserve more from us.
So, question before we jump away from this. When it comes to a grand jury, how are grand juries selected? Because it's not like, is it still a jury of your peers?
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be done in secret. It's supposed to be a jury of your peers. And they were asking Daniel Cameron about the makeup of this jury. Mm-hmm. They were asking about their ages. They were asking about their race. They were asking about what kind of information was presented to them. And his defense was, well, it's supposed to be in secret, and I don't want to give any type of information if they were black or white or whatever. Like, I don't want to do anything that identifies them because the grand jury is supposed to be held in secret. So he would not release any of that information about them at all. And then the one of the bigger questions was when you suggested to this jury, because he was saying, well, the jury came back and they said they wanted wanton endangerment. Well, did you present them with any type of murder charges, homicide, manslaughter, first-degree murder, whatever? And he didn't necessarily answer that because him as the prosecutor,
that was ridiculous.
As the attorney general, he didn't necessarily answer saying this is what I directed them, this kind of charges that we're seeking. It was more so they came back and told us what they wanted, which doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. So.
I just wanted to clarify that point because I wasn't sure how grand juries work versus your typical jury.
If we have any listeners out there in Kentucky, that is an office that people get elected to. So y'all handle your business. I don't know when he gets reelected, but whenever it is.
I think he just got elected in 2018.
Okay.
They're talking about him being a possible successor to Mitch McConnell, one of the Senate. Like he's apparently like really good with him. They're grooming him to take over that seat. So it's a trip, but you know, as the paper said, or as the words say on my screen, 2020, throw it away.
Yes.
I'll keep my son. That's pretty much the only highlight that
I will also keep your son.
Please, I'll keep him as well.
Well, thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. I think, but that's actually been one of the hardest parts for me in terms of the gate being open. Mm-hmm. Of there's so much bullshit and just terribleness that's happened this year, but then you have like a really good moment on the other side and trying to like balance that and not feel guilty about stuff when you got people who's losing loved ones left and right.
Yeah,
and then you have a kid and it's like I'm not gonna dim the light of me being happy for my kid.
No,
but I do hate the fact that it is surrounded by just so much like extra shit. Not like your normal people pass away. It's like this is some smallpox shit. Like Pocahontas is rolling over in her grave right now.
Right. You know who also will roll over in her grave if things do not go well? Shout out to the incomparable, the historic, the legendary Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
RBG.
Yeah.
RBG. We would be remiss if we said nothing about her.
R.I.P. RBG.
Who passed away on, what was that, the 18th? Is that
Friday night.
The 18th? Mm-hmm. Yes. Long storied career on the Supreme Court and in the legal profession as a whole. I was just like, Ruth, I just need you to hold on.
Just a little bit. Just to November 4th, please.
To the end of the year, then you can let go.
Sounds of Blackness said, hold on just a little while longer.
Golly.
But that baby fought through cancer and everything else. She was still out here working out, doing her thing. And it was just like, you know what?
I heard she didn't want to retire. Like she refused to retire.
She didn't want to retire.
Yeah.
And her, they said that on her deathbed, she was just saying, don't let Donald Trump fill my seat until the next president is elected or after the election. And those Republicans are like, fuck you.
They are working in overtime to get that thing done.
But meanwhile, we can't get a second stimulus check.
Meanwhile.
We cannot. They motherfuckers are like legitimately sitting on their hands when it comes to the coronavirus. But the minute the headlines hit that RBG was dead, they were standing in front of the microphones. We will do our duty as a senator. This is what she would have wanted. She wanted the seat to be filled.
Ugh.
She actually said, "Don't do it.
Don't do it." Donald Trump said that when that report came out, he said
that was a lie. That was something they made up.
He said, "I think the Democrats wrote that." I don't think she actually
rumor.
said
I don't
that.
think she said it.
I think the Democrats wrote that, and it was her granddaughter that came out and said that.
She's a trash person, but that's okay. It is what it is.
It is what it is. But we're gonna pause right here and hear a special message for some of our friends.
What up, everybody? Here at the Round Table, we make it a point to celebrate and support those in our community who are growing and thriving in the small business world. Drop us a line on Instagram at Night Rounds or shoot us an email at nightroundscot@gmail.com with your information and we'll hit you back. We would love to connect with you and promote your business or brand right here at the Round Table. Shout out to our existing business partners and friends. Y'all keep shining. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Season 3, y'all.
If y'all could have just heard what was behind that fucking ad we just dropped, it was a lot. We'll tell you about it a little bit later. But
stay tuned.
Another day,
another day. This shit right here. First off, before we do that, are we going to do this? We're going to take these shots.
Oh yes.
Can we make this a thing? Can we make this a thing?
I say yes.
So for this shit right here,
we start off with a shot.
All right.
So then, what would be the point of the what we drinking on? Should we not incorporate in that part?
No, we can still do it. We don't have to necessarily talk about what we're shotting. We just take a shot, just like
we're just taking a shot before we dive in.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we announce the topic and take a shot, or we just say, hey, for this shit right here, clink.
Time for this shit right here.
Clink. Got you. See you out of.
I was like, should I say it?
Wherever you are, if you're not working, take a shot. Or if you are,
take a shot with me. Oh, y'all niggas heard everybody swallowing.
Ooh.
Wow, I forgot. Right? Okay, never mind.
I took mine straight.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you took yours straight. Ooh.
So I forgot.
That feels good, baby.
That one was that was delicious. However, I forget my disdain for peach taste liquor due to summer 2008.
Yes,
and Bacardi Peach.
Bacardi Peach. That was the
or most. Bacardi O.
Yes,
Bacardi O.
Bacardi O. Ooh. I hope somebody lost their job off of that shit.
Because people have lost their life.
They did. Yes. I hope they're currently rotting in jail for Bacardi.
Yeah, Trump created Bacardi Peach.
Probably. He was like, now put this in the nigger's neighborhood.
And upsell it. Upcharge it.
Put it beside Trump steaks.
12% markup.
Put a shooter on the side. They'll buy that shit.
Well, besides for that shit, this shit right here, First off, we're gonna do something a little bit different. Normally, we're doing hard-hitting, journalistic type topics where we're like really getting to the root of it. But this time,
Not tonight.
not tonight. I think we're gonna do a little bit of self-reflection. This is a mental health type of thing.
A wellness check. What's this? How we doing?
Look, we have been alone, regardless if you have a significant other with a baby, or if you have roommates, or you're living by yourself,
Or a dog.
either way it goes, your bubble has gotten a little bit smaller in this pandemic. It's one of those situations where it's just like, I don't know if I'm going. Who all over there? Have they been socially distancing somewhere? Is there hand sanitizer? What they masks look like?
The amount of overthinking any type of
Yes.
human contact
Yes.
over the last 6 months
6
now?
months.
Going on 7 has been absolutely insane. I had a random conversation with the lady who came by to drop off my watch because they do a delivery service or whatever. So she came over and I was asking, how's delivering been during the pandemic? And she's like, we just started back recently. It's been kind of weird. And I was like, it's just really strange because you just don't know what you don't know. You don't know who you're going to go be around. You know who they've been around. People aren't being honest.
Yeah.
That part.
And I told her, I was like, I look down at myself now because I remember leaving the drive-thru and not thinking about grabbing the fries, just going in on them. I look taking me a good fry out
Yes,
of
you
the bag.
do, bro. I know you do.
Or someone else's
bag
fry.
and somebody else's bag.
It don't matter.
Get that real quick.
Can I get a
taste
fry?
it.
Can I get a fry? But you have fries. But yours tastes better.
It just look good the way it's on your plate.
Yeah, it's got Cajun seasoning. But you got extra Cajun. But So, and I think about that now, when I go to a drive-thru, I literally keep hand sanitizer in the car to get it going before I dive into the bag of fries because we ain't changing but so much. And it's just like that. I was like, I used to do that shit and not think anything of it.
And let's be clear before we go any further. I think we said this on maybe one of the other episodes, or it was part of our strategy sessions. We're going to acknowledge COVID, and we're going to dedicate a whole lot of stuff for mental wellness and make sure everybody's okay. But there's enough terrible stuff going on in the world that we kind of wanted to hard hit it, but use it as a springboard to springboard into more positive and bring people together.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We're going to do this
give
one
people
good
an
time.
escape.
And we getting on out of here.
Right. Well, first off, I looked up one day and I was looking at the news and even going out to the grocery store and just seeing people in masks and stuff. And it was just could you ever thought we were going to ever be in this moment like this? Think about when January 2020 hit and you were like,
I told you. I think
It's going to be our year.
I think I mentioned it to y'all a few weeks ago that I was listening to another episode where Esquire was like, we out here quarantined, we're just going to buckle down for these next 2 weeks and we're going to be all good. Like that, you were on air saying that shit. Here we are.
6 months later.
Damn, where did that nigga go?
I mean, you remember we had that work from home party that the day quarantine started officially here in North Carolina, we were like, we have a work from home party, we having a good time, we just gonna stay at home for 2 weeks and just chill out and cool out for a little. It's just wait.
It was all fun and games in the beginning. It was we get to go stay home for a little bit. They gonna let it sort out. They gonna just scrub down the offices a little bit. They'll get us back in there.
You know what I blame?
No.
I blame New Year's. I don't know what you did for New Year's, but Esquire and I had a scramble for New Year's. We didn't know what we were going to do. We didn't know. Well, I think we ended up just staying at my house. But we had a plan, then we had another plan, then we didn't have a plan. We're just okay, fuck it. We just going to be here. And and every time I don't do anything worth a damn on New Year's, my year is it starts off crazy. And it did. A few weeks after that, Kobe died, and it's been bad ever since.
Oh, God. Jesus.
Oh, God. Kobe set the tone.
I'm still not okay.
Oof, it was just his birthday.
Yep,
yes.
on the 23rd.
I don't think we expected it. If you were asking, I don't think we expected it. I think we thought, even though we knew it was bad, I think we thought that maybe, just maybe,
we had hope.
Our most powerful country in the world.
Hope is gone.
You thought that we were going to be able to get this properly taken care of.
Hope is nothing but a name at this point.
Well, if you follow the news, apparently with Donald Trump,
which I don't,
in that interview, he knew about it back in
He did.
February.
He did.
And for us to be like you said, the most powerful nation in the world, it wasn't supposed to be this bad. Like, if anything, we were supposed to be giggling at the other nations across the pond.
That shit sounds so arrogant, but it's on
It's
par.
the truth.
Oh, yes.
Like, remember when Ebola hit and they are losing their lives across the pond, and we get one case, and it's just like, what the fuck is happening over there? Fuck that. What are we drinking tonight? But now we are legitimately trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
And no one has answers.
None. It's like you were saying, you going to the grocery store, seeing people in the mask, like it's a normal thing. And like I was going to the grocery store the other day, got out the car, got to the door, and I don't know what made me think about it, but I was like, shit.
Free air.
No mask.
Go back to the car and grab my mask, and it's just like, or taking it off when you get in the car, it's like the first thing I want to do. It's a crazy world that we're living in, but I'm almost used to it now. Like, I put it on,
Yeah.
and I'm going on about my business.
I saw a meme that said, "Women, when you get home, what do you take off first, your mask or your bra?"
It's simultaneous.
Sometimes
I rip them both off at the same time.
they might have the motherfuckers connected, tied up in the
If I
back.
could do that, let me tell you something. One snap and they dissolve. Like, that would be it.
Fucking Thanos.
Dissolve that shit. That'll be
Your
good
mask
for
and
me.
your goddamn bra.
It's the worst.
My nose and my nipples is good.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. It's
We didn't expect it. We weren't
to
ready.
to see how normal it has become is actually quite scary, and how quickly it became the norm. I think that was one of the biggest things for me, because looking around, you think, okay, well, this is going to be quick and we'll be back to normal. But now that things are starting to open up, it's like, this is now my normal.
Yeah.
And just how quickly we settled into this. Because you think about like change and how things work in the big picture. And it's like, damn, like just a couple of weeks, a couple of months of doing the same thing, that becomes your norm.
Have y'all gone to any like restaurants right now and sat inside? Well, I know Naji with you is a little bit different because you got a kid at home and whatnot. So you trying to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah. We actually are going on our first restaurant. Well, together.
Happy anniversary.
Well, no, it's her birthday.
Oh, that's right.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Miss
birthday,
Naji.
Miss Naji.
Yeah, so
Mama
she,
Naji. The second
So
Mama
we're
Naji.
going to go to dinner for the first. This will be my first in restaurant meal since COVID started.
We're not going to say it out loud where you're going because we don't want fans running up on you.
I don't know the name of it. You know, paparazzi.
Oh, can I get your autograph?
Paparazzi.
You look just like your
They're
artwork.
doing. Is that? Are you? I'm sorry. Can I ask you a question?
How was your beard spiked? Shout out to Jay, the creator.
And you're not blue.
I thought you was an avatar.
They do exist.
Oh God, no! But the restaurants are doing. They're doing really good job with keeping people separate and making you feel safe and comfortable. And honestly, I don't mind if things stay that way. Like, I went to a place that
Wow.
right down the street here from my home that I typically would go to a lot. And it was always super crowded, but I always liked going. But when I went the other night, they had it spaced out properly. And I'm like, now I can enjoy it like this. They were always like reservations only, and I'm like, this is it. I like this a lot. I can get to the bar. I got my food. There's no one bothering me, pushing up against me, but the music is still good. The atmosphere is still the same. It's just not overcrowded. I honestly don't mind it that way. So, like, I mean,
But
you
the
know.
businesses can't last that way because
This is true.
they're not created to sustain with that level of patronage.
Yeah.
So that's the hard part, because a lot of these small businesses are closing because they can't deal with the hit. And that's really the unfortunate part about a lot of this.
And the crazy part is, I wake up sometimes and I'm like, my alcoholism is showing. I'm like, I just really want to go to brunch and maybe get a good drink, or go to the bar and get a good drink, invite
Yeah.
my friends out and do something or whatever. And it's just like, we
Should I?
can't. Like, at this point, Coley has been very good about her mixology type stuff. It's like, I'll just ride down the street and get a good drink from there instead of, Pablo at the restaurant.
Well, me and Ms. Nikki were
Shout
saying
out
the
to
other
Pablo.
day that we missed our favorite watering hole. Like, I've not been there since all this started. And I was like, oh my gosh, I missed that place so much. Like, shout out to you guys. I love you. Goodness.
Motherfuckers is gonna be changed when they reunite at they restaurant when it's actually back to full capacity. You can be like, you have a full Gandalf beard.
Did you have a baby? Are you married?
Are you married now in the pandemic? I don't know. It's been a mess. It's been scary. about all this kind of shit that's been going on. But I mean, it's not all bad.
No.
I mean,
no,
as
not all
I think
bad.
as we were talking about a little bit during the ad, it's amazing to see how much your own personal life has been growing a little bit, and maybe aside from people that have lost somebody,
Yes.
it's amazing. Outside of that, how these are opportunities for you to be better, save more money. At least for me, I've found I could save more money when I'm not throwing $100 a week at Uber Eats and stuff. But if I discipline myself, I am able to save more money.
Oh, I spend more money on Uber Eats now.
Oh God, those
Not no
fees,
more,
bro.
not no more because I had the free Uber Eats trial.
That's true.
But now that's gone as of the 21st. So I'm back to cooking.
I'm right in my trial right now,
Bro, let
and
it happen.
tribulation.
Bro.
I'm right in my trial and tribulation right now, bro. So I got 30 days.
But I think that for the aside from people who have dealt with loss, and whether it be family members, friends, jobs, or whatever, for those of us who have been able, and I hate to say it like this, but we've benefited from sitting still during the pandemic. And that is a very first world conversation. Even when having a conversation with other people in the same first world, they're just having very different experiences. But thankfully, you know, we've all been able to be gainfully employed throughout all of this. There are other ventures that we've all been able to kind of, you know, embark on and succeed with, and I think that that's really important. But hopefully we can keep that same energy moving forward when things start to kind of settle back down.
Definitely. No, I agree totally with that. Like we were just talking about your new addition. Like it's a blessing. It's a wonderful thing that happened during all this madness, and it's okay to celebrate the wins that you had in 2020, few and far as they may be. Celebrate them things.
And there's something to be said about sitting still, because I don't think that's necessarily just a good thing for a few segment of people. I think that's something for everybody. Like, I feel like that is an opportunity, and I talked to my cousin about this before. It was just like, if we weren't in quarantine, I wouldn't necessarily notice how my kid was acting in school or what they were doing, which is I mean, it's easy to just be like,
These kids
why
are
aren't you
getting
keeping up with them?
My child
and
is
these parents
dumb.
are getting exposed.
Exactly.
It's really, really like eye opening.
Is my baby an idiot? Yes.
Yes.
Your baby is
Yes,
an
he
idiot.
is.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We've been trying to.
Yes, ma'am.
We've been sending letters home for the last 2 months.
He's not doing well.
He decides to read one thing and turns around and say, "Ma, how I sounded."
We're trying to tell you why he's been in 3rd grade for the last 5 years, ma'am. You get it,
Why he's older than his teacher.
right? He's older than his teacher. Right? Showing her the rules of the classroom. So you put good stars on this side of the wall.
Funny.
But looking at your family, looking at your spending habits, and even hell, looking at yourself, and having you slow down. It's something about when you're working, you're always out, and then you can't go nowhere. It's just like, damn, I need to fucking work on me. What the fuck do I got going on?
There's been so much self-reflection these last 6 months. It's been nauseating, to be quite frank, but in a good way.
Yeah.
But as you do that, it's important though when you're doing all that self-reflection, because it has been. But be careful when you do that. What you watching, what you're doing, when you see it out there, what people are doing as they self-reflect or as they move forward and do other things.
One thing I did like that I've seen a lot of people say is like,
Wait. Hold up, Naji. Can you expand? You've been throwing out a whole lot of.
He brought up self-reflection, and it got me thinking about you're self-reflecting. You said working on myself. You'd be working on myself. What am I doing? So I got to thinking about other people and watching them as they do things during all this time. So it's like, your self-reflection is your self-reflection, but, don't pay attention to what other people are doing.
Oh, got you. Stay in your lane.
Yes.
Okay.
because truth be told, like it's not everyone's okay. And it's okay to not be okay.
That's true.
I saw someone say, like, because you see a lot of the posts like, oh, y'all ain't doing shit. Y'all need to be starting your own business or whatever, It reminded me of that guy was like, you ain't doing nothing. Get up off the couch. Go to college. Get a degree. Yeah, and it's like, now everybody's in student loan debt. He don't want to talk. Where he at? Where
he
put
might
the
not even be
loans on
alive.
him.
He might not be alive,
Jesus
bro.
Christ.
COVID is wiping us out.
I hope he's okay. I hope he's somewhere yelling at his kids about something else. But when you think about it, like, some people aren't all right when it comes to all this shit. Like, this whole, like, being locked in, like, the extroverts are literally going insane. sitting in the house, not being able to go places, talk to different people. It's like, yeah, y'all cool and all, but this Zoom ain't kicking it.
Right.
I want to touch and agree with a few. The church, I guarantee the church goers are hurting in their spirit because they can't go and praise with the people because that's what they're used to doing. Mm-hmm. Like when I hear my mom not going to church, I'm like, whoa. Like it's so weird to me. But
no, the one Sunday that I went and helped my dad do his mixing and stuff for casting to YouTube and all that, it felt really, really nice to be back in the actual church. And I didn't realize how much I missed being in actual because I was in the sanctuary. Yes. And I was like, this is so much better than watching it on TV. Like I want to be back here. Like that's a big thing. My mother said the same thing. She's like, I've never missed this many Sundays in my whole life. And I'm like, well,
it's just, I don't know. I think even more now than ever, just with COVID, and this is just my idea. I'm not a politician or anything like that, but they're giving away, or they're allowing you to write off the COVID treatment that you get for the testing and stuff. But they probably need to put some type of psychiatry or psychology or something like that, because we've had back to back traumas, not including just this COVID-19, that's going to affect our generation going forward. Just looking at everything that you see on the street. I know we're talking about COVID-19, but now we have a chance to look on television, not only black people, but white people, and see racial injustice that's happening. We have a complete exposure to our president 24 hours a day. He was already in our homes to begin with. But now you ain't got nowhere to go except see him on television going off. And then you see the death of all these major figures in our lives that we thought this can't be your year to go. Family members who have died because of COVID. Like this is like a jarring year. So I feel like
I remember when I
mental health needs to be paid for.
And like how scary that shit was just when he told us. And I was like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah, they think that's what it is. And I was like, yo, like, I'm not thankfully enough, he is perfectly fine and he's good. But just the thought of it being that close to home, like,
right,
that shit was wild.
We said the same thing about my uncle when he was like, this cannot be the thing that takes you out of here. Like, he got it early for staying in a nursing home. It's just like, this can't be it. He was like, nah, this shit ain't gonna kill me.
Fuck
like,
that.
That's what you get for being old, black, and angry. Like that, he was like, that ain't gonna be what takes me out of here. But it was very, very scary. That was very scary 3-4 weeks for him and for all of us because we couldn't see him. So we and for me, I hadn't seen him since Christmas. So I was like, well, shit, like this can't be it. Like that can't be how that happens. So, but he is good. He is back at that retirement community, causing problems, tossing skirts. He is all good.
I have not had anybody in my family that has gotten COVID. Good. I think the closest thing that I thought that we were going to have, my grandfather celebrated his 80th birthday back in June. And I was sitting there thinking, he was like, I don't care what's going on. We literally had to cancel our cabin trip because he wanted to celebrate it up there. We've been planning it since last year. And he was just like, I don't care what's going on. All y'all need to fly down and come see me. Y'all can social distance, do whatever. But y'all celebrating with me. I want to see my family. It's not a lot of black people that's making it to 80. And I want to be here. And I want y'all here. And it was just like the whole time I was down there, I was just like, I got to get there. I got to change my clothes. I got to burn them or whatever.
Like Ace Ventura did.
Exactly. And I'm just like, make sure he get tested after we leave and everything like that. And so it's just it's a part of our lives right now.
Yep.
Y'all taking the vaccine if it gets
not the first one.
If it gets
as long as Joe Biden's administration administers it, sure.
Well, your boy Donald said he's trying to get it out before Election Day. He said he might have some big news before Election Day dealing with Corona. So y'all gonna be lined up. I trust that
about as much as I trust Baby Naji driving me somewhere.
Oh God!
Listen, you ain't hurt. You ain't felt that grip. He got a gorilla grip.
I'm about to say. I'm telling you, look at the picture. He's back in the car and real good. Talking about Daddy, get out the way,
please,
Mama.
Mama, I love you.
I'm talking about check your headlight is out.
No.
Your headlight out.
Nah, it's wild. It's all
Naji,
wild.
you said you're not taking the first one when it
I'm gonna
comes out?
treat it like the new iPhone or the new anything else. I'm gonna let the bugs get worked out of the first couple batches, and then I'm gonna come in a little bit later. If I'm, God spares life, as my mama would say. If I'm still around, I come in for batch number 3.2.
Okay, so y'all not part of the conspiracy group that's saying, oh, they're going to try and make us take this vaccine because they want to put chips and stuff inside of us.
Oh no, I believe that, but let's be clear.
You believe that?
I mean, not necessarily chips. I don't know if they got nanites out here in this bitch, but I definitely think that there could be another agenda when it comes to all of this stuff.
I do, yeah, and that's a whole other we'll have that underground podcast with all conspiracy theories with COVID. But yeah,
somebody else was telling me that. I was like, they don't have to do that. They got them right in our hands every single day. You can't leave your house without your damn cell phone. That is the chip there.
I agree, which is why I'm saying it may not be a chip, but there's some agenda. Some sterilization of some old black folks that they're trying to do. But
this is
have
true.
a history.
That part.
Shout out to, well, I don't want to say shout out, but this is getting off topic a little bit. They were finding out those mass hysterectomies that were happening for the people that were being
in ICE in the detention centers. That was crazy.
But we're not gonna go down that path. That's for another day. We were talking about not being just focusing on ourselves and not being pressured to be in somebody else's lane. There's a lot of people that's out here talking about, you know what, if you can't, you got this quarantine that's going on, you need to be starting your business up, you need to be doing all this other stuff, and yada yada. Don't be wasting your time and all this kind of stuff, whatever, yada yada. How do y'all feel about that?
I don't think that is necessarily true for everyone. I don't want a business. I don't really care to have my own business. That's never been something that is alluring to me. But I'm not knocking anyone else for wanting to have their own business. Go for it. I don't have something that I am that passionate about that I want to say, I want this to be how I make my money.
Right.
Unless I can find something that I think I'm passionate about that will supplement my current income, I'm okay with going to work every day and leaving it at that. But I think that is a very false pressure to put on people but you could just reframe it and just saying, hey, if you've got some spare time and you feel like you're able to do something more than you've been doing, go do it. You got the time, you got the space, you got the energy, go for it. Yeah. Versus trying to put people down because they're not out here trying to become Bill Gates overnight.
That's
in
true.
a quarantine where they don't know if they're going to live to see the next day because somebody coughed out beside them at the grocery store. The shit's different.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, and you're like, everybody's journey before this has been completely different, so you can't expect us to all jump in the same lane. There's not even room for that, and that's a terrible expectation to put on people. But I can see why people, when I'm scrolling through the internet and stuff like that, that's all you see is people telling you to do this, do that, take advantage of your time, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. My mother tells me, my father tells me the same thing. I'm just like, lady, look.
Well, here to play devil's advocate, I'm with you up to the point where it's like, no, you don't need to be starting a business. But I honestly believe that you cannot get out of your 2020 the same way that you entered it. And I mean that to an extent of, I have learned how to cook some dishes that I didn't think I was ever going to cook. I have learned how to cut hair and do different things or whatever.
Yes, y'all seen the artwork? Esquire's bald now.
Well, not right now.
He's bald adjacent.
I'm right. I got my hand on
both of y'all are currently. What?
Wow.
There should be some type of something.
I'm always bald right here, so don't worry about the other places.
Wow. There should be some type of something that you get out of your 2020, whether it's you have learned patience or you've learned something about yourself. It doesn't be anything grand.
Yeah.
But I don't think you should be the same person that you were in this quarantine.
I completely agree with that.
When you came in.
Which is why I feel as though the reframe would be much more palatable to tell people that there are things that you wanted to do that you now have the time to do, because there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to do that I just didn't know that I had the time to do, and I didn't think I had the time to do, and I realized, no, you got plenty of time. And I was on paternity leave, I had time. So now I ain't worked nobody's out, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But there were other things that I wanted to accomplish that I got accomplished, and I feel really proud of myself for that, and I think we're in a better space in life because of these things. But I'm not going to sit here and knock somebody because they don't want to go out here and cure cancer in their basement with fermented fruit. No.
Well, what about I mean, we've all, and I don't, everybody's here in different situations. Have you found yourself in these moments where you're kind of alone or in your smaller bubble, any type of stress or anything like that, or just like any type of pressure that's put on you because of COVID and everything that's going on outside of your door?
I'd say yeah, sure. Definitely.
You want to expand on that? Or?
That's all she
I'm
got.
just going to say yes. Thank you, yes.
Next question.
Well, no, yeah, like I've like you, me professionally, like my job has changed in the time that COVID started. The job that I got a year and a half ago, a little bit something like that, has now changed than from what I signed up for. So I've spent a lot of time like being very agitated and trying to figure like what did I even like leave my other job for, or what's going to happen with this? Is this going to work out? Like trying to figure out how it's going to end up and how I can adapt and move within this new space that I have to exist in because of everything that's happening. That's why my job changed, because of all this stuff that's happening on the outside of my door. So it's just like trying to figure that out and thinking like, what is going to happen next? And do I need to be prepared for something that's going to happen? Like there's something I can't see on the horizon. Like what can I do to be prepared for what I don't know is out there? And that has been stressful for me. But, I
think that I would agree that my life took a very big turn in the midst of the pandemic anyway. And so everything, my day-to-day is new. Everything is new for me anyway, with this whole like kid and like just how shit changes in life and whatever. But when it comes to like, I was telling you guys beforehand, when it comes to like my career, it is hard for me to think of what do I want to do next, because I was at a point where I was like, yeah, I'll look at other companies and see what's going on out there. But now I'm like, I don't know, because my company, I've got certain things solidified. I've got certain networks there, and I don't know that I want to risk going somewhere else to then get downsized, because first in, first out kind of thing with a lot of different companies. And I'm in here asked out, and now I've got a new responsibility. Yeah. But now I went ahead and took this risk, and I'm out here asked out. And it's like, I don't hate my job to the point where I am like, if I go back to this job, I'm going to like blow my head up. I'm not there. And I think that has been stressful, because my plan was like, well, come October, I'm looking everywhere. Now I'm like, I'll look internal.
I'll be here for a little while. Now I'll look internal.
That's it.
I guess for me, it's more so, and y'all are looking at it from a career standpoint. And I think for me, it's been a little bit stressful with the job, because I felt like the company that I'm at is looking at layoffs, but the departments are trying to show that they are actually of need and valuable. So they're putting a little bit more work. But my stress is mostly coming from a little bit from the pandemic, because it's like, it feels like there's an invisible wall that's outside of my door. And like, you can't necessarily come and go as you used to. Yeah. And how even going out to check your damn mail, at least for me, it's like, I got to grab my mask up. I got to do whatever. I can't just go walking around the mall willy-nilly or do whatever. I can't just take a drive to a restaurant and go get my favorite food, maybe get some takeout and just walk in, speak to the people, whatever. I got to be masked up or whatever. And that's kind of like a little bit stressful for me, because it's just like things are different. And yeah, we're adjusting to it, but at the same time, your body has known 30-something years of doing something a certain way. This is the first pandemic you've ever been in. Like, I legitimately sometimes be thinking, is it worth it for me to go out there and do whatever the fuck I want to get done or do something? Or is it worth it for me to go to CVS and grab some Band-Aids?
So I guess, yes, I see that. And that's where I've been at living here with this new journey I'm on, living over here. And y'all know how much I love this area of our city. So, like, I had all these big plans, and, like, now it's like, dang, like, I do feel very nervous about doing something that feels very natural to me. Put something cute on, call my homegirls up, hey, meet me over here, let's do this. And it's just like, probably not, or maybe, or should we, or maybe it's not really worth it. And then if you get there, maybe it's not as fun as it used to be, because things are so different. So it's like, you don't do it. And then I get, and that agitates me, because I am social. You said something about the, what do you call it? The extroverts. Like, that has been very difficult for me. So I'll say that without any shame. Like, it's been very, very difficult for me to deal with not being able to be as social as I want. Like, I love y'all niggas. I love being able to have y'all here whenever I can have you. But it's like, I'm the type of person that's used to jumping out and just doing whatever the fuck I feel like, and not because I'm smart. I don't do that now, but I don't like it. So yes, I feel you, Esquire.
Well, how are you coping with all of that? What do you use to get through these pandemic days? I won't say quarantine days, because quarantine at this point is different in every place, and it means different things now. But these dark times. Well,
there's a lot of things that can be done. We're talking about me personally, or are we offering advice?
It's a self-reflection. What are you doing? You reach out and touch somebody, they might understand it.
Well, currently I'm drinking Tito's.
That's a start. I'm sure the AA people have a mess on their hands.
I do live right across the street from a liquor store. Bless God.
The AA meeting. Counselors have a mess on their hands with all this.
And it's all virtual, so people sitting there like, where my chip? Takes drink.
Not my chip.
JK. Alcoholism is a serious mental situation. I'm not trying to joke about that.
Outside of the general things that we'll discuss later, me personally, it's been a lot of prayer. It's been a lot of like positive self-talk. Where we're like Mary Jane writing on the mirror.
Get to the Lord in prayer.
Just like, ooh, please, like, just calm down. There's like different weed. I'm probably gonna put a post up about it.
Different weed strands.
No,
that's what I heard. I was like, wait, you got indica?
I mean, like weed. We'll probably put a post up about it, but like grounding techniques, like reminding, like when you're getting in the moment, you're just like overwhelmed, reminding yourself like where you are. It's like this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing. It's like point out things you can see, touch, and feel. Like just calm down yourself. Just be like, okay, I'm all good here. This is fine. I don't have to go out there. It's not that bad. I can save my money, like you were saying.
Yeah.
I can do something else other than this other thing that might be unproductive to some people. I don't have to do that. Mm-hmm. So just talking myself through it and realize that there are other things that exist other than what I planned.
Right.
That expectation gap is real, but you can get past that with a little positive self-talk and being an adult about it, you know.
And drugs.
Weed.
Do you like?
What about you, Naji? What do you cope? How are you coping, or can you even cope with all the distractions that's around you?
So, I will say that my coping was interfered with due to the quarantine, because normally I cope with basketball because it was time for basketball season. Was just revving up, push for the playoffs. It would have been playoffs through June or whatever, and that's kind of my thing. And then after that, free agency, all kinds of different things basketball related was like one of my big go-to things. And it's like, but that kind of got stripped away, so I had to figure out other ways to be okay. And a lot of it was just like having a lot of open conversations about stuff that I didn't necessarily want to talk about. But it's like, look, we might as well talk about it now, because I'd be remiss if something happened to either one of us and we never discussed this and got it off our chest or whatever. So there's been a whole lot of just like adult conversations in 2020. I would like for the last quarter to be a lot less of that, but I do understand that this may just be, par for the course or whatever. But that's kind of what I've been doing, is just trying to communicate with people as best I can, because I do like to be around people. Like I'm a house gathering kind of nigga. Like let's get up, let's come to the crib, let's get up. Before the coyotes come out to this fire pit and chill out. But coyotes is wild, bro. They wild. And so
very
it's
prevalent in North Carolina.
Yeah, especially in my backyard. And so I'm just I'm trying to connect in ways that I can.
Yeah.
And because I don't play video games, like for the last 2 weeks, like all my niggas has been talking about PS5s, and I'm just sitting here like, hello. Hey guys, can I? Is there any PS3 updates? Because I have a PS3, and then I get laughed out the chat.
Here's the update. Hey, stop making it. That is the update.
That's it.
Oh, that's it. Well, I'm gonna springboard off of that. Coping, yes, catching up on these PlayStation games that I have been playing on my PS4, and Naji has been there to experience in the group chats the shame and the meltdowns. And I told Naji when that PS5 or in the group, I was like, man, I'm sitting here thinking like, man, this is another launch.
No. Set the stage correctly. So there are 5 of us, 5 or 6.
5. What is it?
6. Six of us in this group chat. So we're sitting there, and as we know, the pre-orders.
The pre-orders about to be happening.
The pre-orders about to happen, and I think they falsely went out on someone else's site or something like that.
Yes, on Walmart site.
So meanwhile, the majority of the group is like, "Yo, we about to get this joint right now." And Esquire's like, guys, I'm just gonna wait till the end of the year. I don't have it in me to do all this stuff. Fast forward 3 hours later, and he is knee deep in the shit trying to find his PS5 to the point where I'm pretty sure he was riding around the next day.
I was
at different locations, masked up, trying to find just a pre-order for this PS5. Did you ever get it?
I did not get it, bro.
Esquire was in my messages.
I did not get it.
Esquire and I use a walkie-talkie app to talk to each other, and yes, young man was in turmoil on my app. And I'm from my couch, like sitting in prayers. Like if I could touch and agree with him in that moment, I would have to make him like, just, sir, please.
Let me tell you something. On top of a pandemic, to have a shortage of a next gen console that you had been waiting for a year and some change, and like Naji said, I told myself, I have no fight in me. I'm getting older. The world is in the dark times. I could be using my energy for other things. 3 hours later, as he said, I'm like, oh my God, did anybody else see what I gotta do? This don't make no sense. I'm on the watch list.
But I will give you credit. You were the first one to say that your message did not age well.
It didn't.
You didn't give us the opportunity to say, damn, fam, like you literally were talking about you ain't gonna do this, and now here you are doing this.
Bro, well, if anything else, I will always own up to my damn mistakes. So,
because it's about your morals and your values.
That's it, bro. I'm trying to be better.
All you got is your word.
So
and he is a man of his word.
So coping for me has been trying to put my energy into other things. But again, at the end of the day, it's just like we are in a new reality.
Side note, I do have another shameless plug of my cope.
Okay.
And it is right up my alley. Rewatching old shows.
Are you on Sons of Anarchy again? We back there?
Riding down this road.
So, ladies and gentlemen in Pod World, Naji has watched Sons of Anarchy like 39 times. And I think he likes getting right up to the point where the FBI lady is getting her face slammed into the table so he can giggle and start the show back over again to get back to that point.
You lie.
All of that was
however,
sweet justice.
I did rewatch the originals.
Oh God!
Oh wow!
Yeah, I hadn't gone back to rewatch it,
wow.
And I decided to go and rewatch it. And I forgot how long an hour show is when there's 22 episodes in a season. That shit takes a while. Because I was used to rewatching Game of Thrones.
How many seasons was that? 5. It was so much going on in those 5 seasons
because they were tied in with different shows. But meanwhile, season 5 only had half the episodes.
Right, because they were getting up out of there.
No, excuse me. Season 4 and season 5 only had half the episodes, which I did not realize.
We didn't know if they were coming back.
I don't remember this. All I remember is like being upset when I was like, how is this the mid-season finale? This is mad final. And then I realized, that's the end of the season.
Yes.
But
oh God, the originals.
Now listen, it was just as good as I remember. That shit was good. Originals
was a great way to end off the Vampire Diaries legacy.
But they didn't.
I didn't see Legacies, but just that whole saga within themselves.
So it's unfortunate, and I know this is a complete tangent, but it's a coping tangent.
Okay.
How Legacies is literally like that stepchild that you really don't fuck with.
That's a show?
Legacies. That's the third spinoff
and third installment of that Vampire Diaries universe.
Yeah. So from Vampire Diaries came Klaus and his family.
Because you didn't watch originals, right, Coley?
Did you watch Vampire Diaries?
Mm-hmm.
You need to watch originals. It's damn. Oh, you wasted that shit.
It's fine.
I'll give it to the dog.
Vampire Diaries. Goddamn, man. Anyway, shout out to Naji. Shout out to Naji for putting me on that shit too, because I was like, bro, I don't want to watch this supernatural vampire. And I think as I had watched, what was the
Teen
other?
Wolf?
Not Teen Wolf. What's the other one? With the movie.
Twilight.
Twilight. I was like, I was like, Naji, you be watching that weird shit, and I don't want to watch that shit. I got into Vampire Diaries, and I was like, Naji, why did you tell me about with Elena and Stephanie
change her
and Damon? Like, fuck? They got a brand. They got a whiskey
coming out. Yeah.
Bottoms up.
That might be a way that we take care of our bodies by drinking the whiskey by
the
Damon.
Salvatore whiskeys.
We've given you our techniques, our personal non-doctor recommended techniques for getting through COVID. But there are some things that people say in general that the masses seem to enjoy. Maybe you've done them, maybe you haven't. They're simple, but as Esquire say,
they mean a lot.
They mean a lot.
So what are you talking about?
You said taking care of my body with whiskey.
So where are we at with that?
Yes, and no, taking care of your body like Naji said something he's done nobody's workout. I've been saying this whole time, as soon as the gym at this apartment community opens up, I was going to be right over there. I'm proud to say that it's been open for 2 weeks, and all I've done is be upset that the noise is so loud because it's right next to my apartment.
Y'all need to close that motherfucker one more time.
Why the fuck is Respucia on the fucking treadmill again?
Someone I think they have like an overhead music, so someone goes in there daily without their own AirPods and plays the music that's in there, and it is loud.
It's
like,
probably Norbit.
Dun, dun, dun.
If it's Eye of the Tiger.
I don't know what it is. It just sounds like like in my wall right here.
How does it sound? Okay. That sounds really. I got better the second time.
Me and Rizzo both be looking at the wall like.
I'm right there with Naji. I'm not working on anybody. I always have the thing like, all right, come on, do like 100 push-ups or something like that when I walk out my room. But it's like, first off, I need to clean my house up. That's the very first thing. Like, I'm always in a state of I'm about to be getting kicked out of this motherfucker. And I have got to be ready. Like, I'm always in that kind of state. Like, nothing is put up where it's supposed to be. Like,
always ready to move.
Always ready to move. I'm always ready, bro.
The chef could be in a day now.
It's always like, where are your shoes at? Okay, they are behind the kitchen door. Like, if you just get back there, get a few of those, and then put right behind the trash bag. Matter of fact, nigga, I'm keeping everything like the cartoons where they got that stick, they got the fucking hammock on the back of that motherfucker. Like, it's always in a state of moving at this point. Like, nothing is put up. Are these clean? Ooh, I'm not sure. Smell them.
But as you doing that, well, that'll probably give you some good exercise time. Cleaning up your apartment, gets you moving around, keeps your blood flowing. Regardless of what you do, whether it's eating better, sleeping better, which for me is always a fucking problem, or working out. Taking care of your body in a time like this is very, very important. So that doesn't mean you need to be out here running a mile. No one's asking you to get a new waist trainer and sign up for the 1,000,001 workout plans that are out there on the damn Instagram.
I'm looking for Kanye's workout plan.
Hey.
Workout plan?
That's right. Put in work. Get that plan you deserve. No,
I'm on that new workout plan, girl.
Taking care of that. You only get one. This is your one body, and you can adapt it and do things to it as you want, as you please, as you have it. But you only get one. You can't just switch it out for a different one. And in a time like this, when there's so much stress and so much stuff coming at you, you got to take care of it in whatever way you can. Yeah. So that's a public safety announcement right there. Just whatever you choose to do, try to do it. Take care of yourself. We want you here. We don't want you gone. Yeah, we want you to see it on the other side when it gets better.
And we want you to be creative. Like at this point, what are some hobbies? Like, are you doing some activities? Like we know we said you need to learn something new. You don't have to start a new business, but are you quilting? Are you fucking like collecting stamps? What the hell are you doing in your?
Shout out to everyone that has indulged me on my craft cocktail journey. I was telling Esquire last night that I have not made a craft cocktail in like a month. And I think I'm overdue for a trip to the grocery store. But that is what I picked up. I was like, you know what? I can't go out to my favorite bars. And if I did, they're going to charge me $15.75 for this drink. And it might not be as good as I wanted it to be. So I picked up craft cocktails.
Wait a minute. Let's set the stage. First off, Coley is turning into a mixture between Dr. Dolittle and Rick Ross.
What?
And stay with me here.
I'm here.
Stay with me. Coley, she's right. She is working on her craft cocktails, but what she is not telling you is that she has a whole garden on her patio where she's growing her own mint leaves, basil leaves, and everything else.
Just out there the other
right out the door. Yes. So where
it's right there.
She muddles her own fruit so she can make her drinks. That's one thing. Number 2, Coley is out here now smoking cigars and everything else.
On the boat. I saw that show on the boat.
On the boat. And looking like a straight up boss. Like, my chick might not be safe if I come in this club with her. Like, she's choosing. Is it you? Is it you?
Is it Mrs. Still your girl?
Yes. It's Mrs. Still your girl. And your nigga too. And your mama. And your daddy.
and your uncle.
Anything the light touches, Coley can have when she got that goddamn cigar in her mouth. I told her the other day, I said the only thing she's missing is we're gonna come in one day and there's gonna be a stripper dancing on the pole in her fucking apartment, and she's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's a subscription service I got. They send somebody over every day." And she's been packing hookah. She's been packing hookahs as well, cigars, hookahs, and crafting beers, and soon to be strippers. So,
because she likes a good Trinidadian stripper.
That's it. She falls in love.
Callback.
I choose money over love.
But your craft. But anyway, you've been very creative.
I see what you did there.
Not money over love.
That and just finding a hobby. Naji, you have any hobbies that you've picked up during this time? You said there were some things you figured out you've had time for this whole time.
Oh yeah, financial stuff like figuring out how to move money around and pay off debt and all that fun stuff. Paying off debt has become a hobby of mine, and trying to get other people to learn how to pay off debt in a strategic fashion has kind of become a hobby of mine. Also, my kid is a hobby now. Like, he's a fucking whole hobby.
Yes.
So,
good.
Yeah, that's a thing.
He exists.
He does. He does it. They do exist.
They do exist.
That's good. Esquire?
To be honest with you, I don't have any new hobbies. I think what I've been doing is just trying to tighten up where I'm at right now and make that better on what I've always had.
Hell yeah.
So if there is a game I have not finished in my other hobby, I'm trying to finish that. Or almost like what Naji said, I got my own budgets out there that I'm working on. Maybe I'm just trying to get that together. My hobby, I guess, for me is being better, making sure that I come out of 2020 different than I was when I came in there.
There you go.
So
and whatever that means to you,
mine.
and that is totally fun. Hell yeah.
But again, we go back to, at this point, we're all kind of like sitting down. We have a lot of stuff that's going in, and for me, I noticed when I came into the pandemic, I had to be like, man, I gotta turn this goddamn news off.
Hell yeah.
About this
welcome to my life.
Well,
no. Do not put me down.
I'm not gonna put you down.
Response. Just go on. Keep reading.
I'm talking about
keep reading your cue cards.
I'm talking about for me.
Keep reading your cue cards.
I'm just talking about for me because I am an avid absorber of what the news has going on. But it's something about looking at that CNN counter where they talk about the worldwide death toll, who's been infected, and it's just like, if I keep looking at this, I'm going to climb to the top of the building and I'm taking the expressway down.
Every time I go to my parents' house, that's what they have on TV, and I make it a point to change it. I'm like, y'all cannot keep doing this. I said, y'all are paying for a ridiculous TV package. This is not the only channel they get. I know it because I signed you up for it many moons ago. Like, you cannot keep watching this.
Every time my mom comes to my house, she has to watch her CNN, MSNBC stuff, and I'm like, why?
Like, oh God!
But I'll give her credit. There's only 1 hour that she needs to watch. It's at 5:00 on Sundays. Whenever Al Sharpton has a show, Al
Sharpton
has a show or whatever. She got to watch that, and I'm like, oh, this shit is disgusting.
You got to be very, very careful.
The game is on, Ma.
The show and the game.
Ma, the meatloaf.
It's like you got to be like more intentional and purposeful. Like, you got to know, like, being able to separate fact from fiction is important with this kind of stuff. So whether it's watching the news or even just social media in general,
right?
Like, watching your intake, because whatever you put in your head like this, when all you're doing is sitting at home. I think we were talking about that when I was out on that boat on Sunday. Like, one of the reasons all this stuff that happened to us with a cigar, and I had my cigar in my hand as I was talking about this. I think one of the reasons all this stuff is that Black people hit us so hard is because we had nothing else to focus on. Yeah. Like, we had no basketball, as you were saying, Najee. We had no other extracurricular things to pull us back in. All we could see was what was out there that was happening to our people. And you take that in to a certain extent. It's just like, God, this is so much. But you've got to find a way to dial it back, because if you don't, it turns into like a real strange place. I think Esquire and I were saying tonight, like earlier today, we just both had to like cut everything off and just like, no, for like
after the
20, 30 minutes. Like, this is not it. Can't be it.
Yep.
It's you have to protect your peace.
Yes.
Because at this point, you're already in a position where you cannot go anywhere. Mm-hmm. And then you have all this information that's beaming in, like something has got to give. You know, I've never looked for more happier shows on like Netflix and Hulu. Hell, even The Boys. I just want to see
That's just
superheroes
dark, but it's
doing
good.
Yes.
ridiculous stuff.
Yes.
Like,
This is not realistic in any way, shape, or form, but I'm gonna watch that.
I'm watching it.
I've been on that real heavy recently. I tried to watch Designated Survivor the other day, and I was like, "This feels like it could be real." I can't,
Yes,
I can't
not right
get into
now.
it.
Try
Turns on
something else.
Tiny Toons.
We're tiny.
We're tuning.
That is like, yes, turn you on something, you know, a different kind of TV show, or which I know we probably watched all the shows at this point, but like turn it off, because where we are right now, you cannot keep taking it to Instagram, Twitter, all that mess. It's too much.
What have y'all been watching that's been like mindless? I watched The Game on Netflix, and as repetitive as the stories were, watching Derwin and Tia go through it, I'm just like, what the fuck was I thinking when I watched this back in the day?
I never watched it.
No,
More
nor did
power to
I.
all y'all.
Well, I'm saying, what did y'all watch that was mindless so far?
I watched some stuff on Netflix. There's a new show that came out
Okay.
called Woke on Hulu.
I watched that. That was goofy.
I've
I
only
watched the first episode. Me too.
Yes, I got to keep watching that.
Yes.
I've watched. There's something called Warrior Nuns on
I saw that. Haven't watched it yet.
Warrior Nuns. What was it? There's a few other shows similar to in that vein on Netflix.
The fantasy realm type. Okay.
Shit, that ain't real.
I picked up in the last couple days Schitt's Creek on Netflix, which is completely mindless. Like,
Now, did you
there's-
watch that because of all the awards they were getting, or
That prompted me to. I'd seen like the first few back in the very, very beginning, and then I saw that stuff happen on Sunday, and then I was like, this looks like it's just dumb, like some weird like Office type shit. And it's just it's 24 minutes of like, what the fuck is happening here?
Excuse me.
And why is this even allowed to happen? And it's been quite enjoyable for me for the last few days. So I'm gonna go ahead and see that one all the way through, as long as they got it on the damn. What is it? Netflix.
it's Netflix?
What about you?
As I said, I was watching The Game that's been on there, and watched The Boys, and stayed away from cop shows. I was watching Blue Bloods, and before the pandemic, I was watching Blue Bloods and SVU, and I was like, ooh, I just don't have the energy
That's
to
not it.
see any of that shit. And P Valley. You got to
P Valley.
go to the P Valley.
Falling, falling.
I figure that's a little bit in the realm of realism, but you know, it's not necessarily a life that I would see on the daily.
Yeah.
So that's somebody else's
I
reality.
wouldn't frequent the Pank.
So
And shout out to Netflix bringing back our Black stories in such a big way. Like, that's been really fun. All their as they've been dropping off our Black stories.
Shout out to finding out just how trash a lot of these Black stories ended.
yeah,
Like when I was watching the verses with Monica and Brandy, and like Monica was like, "Sing the theme song from Moesha," and Brandy was like, "No, I can't because you know I don't want to get sued."
right. Whispering
I
shit.
was like, what are we talking about here? I'm like, and then you look at how that shit just ended abruptly,
Yes.
and it was
Bad
supposed to
shit
run into the
happening.
Parkers, or even how apparently Girlfriends ends abruptly.
Did you watch it on Netflix? You watched it all the way through?
Mrs. Naji did again, and I was in there for whenever I'd wake up and she'd be over there watching.
Stay tuned for our episode on how Moesha is problematic as fuck. In
Her
2020.
damn daddy,
It's not
Oh, wow.
good.
Frank.
Frank is a misogynist.
Mitchell was
Moesha
wild.
Mitchell is a toxic
And
individual.
D was a Captain Saberho.
That's true.
And
It's not
Miles was
good.
just confused, and then Dorian was himself.
They kept sending that nigga to boot camp.
They sent him once.
They got him up out of there. You not my dad? Ooh, yes, actually.
Spoiler alert.
Can't talk to me for a second. And also, and they fat shamed Kim.
Yeah.
Oh, a
they
lot.
fat shamed
Oh,
the hell out
that-
of Kim, which
that
is like,
fucking,
and she was not nearly.
That Halloween episode, she wasn't nearly as fat as her mama.
This is true. I mean,
Babies.
That was before
this
the
is
weight
true.
loss.
All right now,
This
babies.
is true. This is true. No, you're right.
No, but that's, yes, fine. It's okay. Yeah, but at first I thought, like, sitting here watching all this TV was a fucking mess. Like, why am I doing this? Now I'm at the point where, like, you know what? I'm going to watch these fucking shows.
need it.
Because I can't. Did that one night, Esquire and I, the night that we watched the damn Republican National Convention, like that week, I consumed so much news that week, and it ended with me drinking a bottle of vodka and not working the next day. So that is what you want to avoid.
Oh, that's what sent y'all over the edge.
Like,
Was the
you want to
all the
avoid
news and shit.
these types of things.
Well, it wasn't news at that point. It was Donald Trump was speaking for 70 something minutes, and it was a whole bunch of, "You are lying, sir." From the moment you got out of the car, to the time you
That
got back
breath
in
you
the
took
car.
wasn't even yours.
It was a fucking lie.
I have spent my entire since July 3rd. All of my politics have come from Hamilton. So I've been looking at Aaron Burr, Alexander Hamilton, you know, Hercules Mulligan. Like I've been on them niggas been my political debates. You know what I'm saying? They
That's
had a whole
good.
cabinet debate,
bless.
and you know that's what I was into.
But
That's-
I look alive.
listen, how lucky we are to be alive right now.
That's
yeah.
it.
That's listen,
Whatever you find something, whether it's getting creative or just diving into something that is completely opposite of what you're seeing out there. Do that, because that is proven to help. It makes you feel better, and that's what we need.
But wait a minute. So look, we're coming up on October of 2020. The year is almost ending. We're about to be in the last quarter. Have y'all set any goals or anything for yourselves while you're out here? Like, but since you've been at home. Okay, cool. Yeah, we
Shout
have.
out, to our friend and listener. I've set some goals.
You set some goals.
No, I had. There are some things that I have decided for myself that I did want to do. One of them I'm very close to. So that's very good. I think I'll probably have it done by December. So that's what's really good.
$1 million in the bank.
Show you what you drank.
But at first I didn't. But then as I kept going, and I guess we'll get into this a little bit in a few moments here. But it's just like that whole feeling like you need to do something, but then feeling like it's okay not to do anything. I've gone back and forth between the two, and I found to have medium for me. I think, like you were saying earlier, just I want to be different than I was on January 1st, and whatever that means for me is what it means for me, and not letting whatever anyone else says or does out there in the world dictate how that looks for me.
Yeah.
So being okay with my small steps, celebrating your wins. I say that to my people at my job all the time. What are your wins today? Take that and run with it, and don't let anybody take it from you. So that's what I'm doing. I'll just leave out that those are my things for me. I don't feel the need to say those, but I have them.
Okay.
Mine is a lot of mine was financial. I wanted to make sure that my house is in a very different financial space when 2020 ends, and I have knocked off so many of these goals over these last few months. It's been ridiculous.
That's good.
Things are just like happening, and then once the ball starts rolling, everything else starts to just fall into play, and you kind of start to see the product of your work over time. And I think that's been really, really cool for me. So I'm trying to take that momentum and like put it and maybe into somebody's working out. It's like I've shown myself that there are things that if I want to set my mind to do it, I can do the research, I can do whatever, and I can do it. Now I need to apply that to something that's more personal to me and less tangible to other people.
Yeah, there you go.
I like that.
Love that.
I like that.
Hell yeah.
Told you this fucking introspection, bro. It's been a bitch.
Bro, sometimes you got to shine that light on yourself.
You got to.
Can't be out here looking. You be like, what you got?
Nah.
I think for me, my goals kind of bled over from 2019. Like I was already starting to think about what I wanted my future to look like and the happiness that I wanted. You know, people can say all the time, I'm looking for happiness or I am happy, but I think being happy is something that you continuously have to work on because life happens.
Happiness is a journey. Yeah.
Can you stay happy in a pandemic? Can you stay happy when you lose your job? Can you stay happy when you start off in a different environment that you never thought that you were going to be in? And I think my goal for this year it was always going to be being better than I was yesterday. But in 2019, I was determined to go into 2020 with owning a home and saving more money and being better on my job and finding those things that make me happy for me and that type of stuff. And I felt like 2020 is allowing me to get to that space, even in the midst of all the carnage and the dark times. It's like there is a silver lining for me to work towards with that. So my goals are going towards that. So we'll see how that happens.
Yes.
Bless.
Yes.
And everything. So
we put a post up a couple Mondays ago. Like, I'm in competition with no one other than myself. I want to be the best at whatever I am doing, and that is, take that how y'all want it.
And you know, I think that it's important to take something like that and to tie it with like who you're where's your healthy competition.
Right.
Because I do think that healthy competition is great. So one of the things I love about our group and like us being so connected with like our friendship is the fact that we all provide a level of healthy competition for each other, but all on the simple fact of we want to see each other win.
Yes.
Like that's the baseline for everything. And I think that we've been able to really showcase that over these last few months, whether it be babies, jobs, like different aspirations, financial stuff, and like we all talk about it, and like it's a very open, conversation. And I think that people have a little bit more allowance and just availability now than they did before. So it has really like stretched us, and I think that we've been able to become.
That's good. I see you, Alice Stone.
In the stretch, that's it.
Listen,
push, pull, or tear.
That's a word.
I will give you blue. Okay,
okay, that too.
That's gonna be on the playlist going back home. But it's just like staying connected with your family and friends has been a really big thing, and I think that this has been a very good opportunity. In like our group, we be having moments we don't talk for a long time, but like we was gearing up for a big trip, and then we got let down by a big trip, and for some reason we still our communication didn't change. Like we kept that same energy and kind of shifted to something different. Even if it's PS5s this month, cool. It's not always about video games or whatever the case may be. So I think that people looking to find your healthy competition, because that's going to push you in whatever you need to be pushed in. Find your core.
So well, just piggybacking off of that, as far as like with the staying connected, one thing, the thing we were talking about before when we went on break, this technology has been showing out as far as us being able to stay connected virtually with families and friends, and utilizing different things, and even getting family that don't really use technology
to get on there
to start using it. Like I feel like I've had more FaceTimes with my grandparents this year than any trip seeing them face to face. Like they have legitimately been trying to learn how to do stuff and FaceTime and calling me and whatnot. How is it on your end?
I think it's been cool. I think that my son has talked to his grandmother every single day. Like they FaceTime every day.
Oh,
that's good.
Even the one that's around the corner, all of them FaceTime him every day. Like, and it's been really cool. And seeing different people, talking to different people, like, cause my cousins and I, we're really close anyway, and we talk all the fucking time. That hasn't changed. But when it comes to other family members, like there just seems to be more like availability. People like talking more. It's like, oh shit, you was just busy. I thought you was a dick. No, you was just busy. Okay, cool. Word.
I'm at home now, so what up?
No, I think that's real. I'm used to seeing my mother's family a lot because they all live here in this area. My father's family, they live on the West Coast, so I don't see them as much. But they started inviting my sister and I to their, throw it up. Their Zoom thingies, and it's nice to see them because typically I might see them once a year, maybe. So it's been nice to pop in there and see what they're doing, and they check in on me in a way they typically would not. I wish you guys could see Naji. He is a gangster right now.
Nut job.
They're actually from the Bay. Tell me when to go. Okay?
Go.
But that has been super cool. Do you remember in the beginning? In the beginning, it was very different with all the virtual stuff because like that's all we had. These apps like leveled up in 2020 because they were like, we got to do something different for these niggas out here.
Shit was like shutting down. They didn't have the bandwidth.
And Marco Polo decided to make niggas start to pay for it because they said, "Ooh, y'all need us $5 a month."
That shit's wild.
I will never use Marco Polo other than
apparently not
what needs to be done.
Right.
With that other shit. That's crazy because really sorry.
No. Just all those little things like adapting to the environment that we're in, like house party, and then filters and games, like stuff that was not there just a few months prior was now suddenly a part of this whole interface, and you can interact in a way with people that you had not before. I might FaceTime a few people here and there, but I FaceTime people all the time now. On the video chat, let's pour up, let's take some drinks, let's take shots real quick.
People don't call me anymore; they just FaceTime.
It's like you don't
because they expect that you're not doing nothing,
right? In the middle of the day, like I had to tell one of my best friends the other day, I was like, I have a meeting today, both days, today and tomorrow, from this time to that time. Please do not, you can't call me during these times. I'm going to be very busy. She texts me, "Are you done yet?" And as soon as I say yes, FaceTime.
I have people that are, because I know you both are Apple users, who have figured out like Instagram and everything like that, just call me on Facebook. And it's just like, I don't want, it's 11 a.m. on a Tuesday. Do not video chat me right now. I'm in the midst of this meeting wanting to cuss somebody out. Like, why are you doing this to me right now? But I guess that's a sense of people are doing what they have to do to maintain normalcy.
My cousin's a teacher, and she went back to school, went back to work in the classroom or whatever. And I knew the kids weren't there, and I was like, I'm FaceTiming her. I just remember FaceTiming her. I was like, I knew you was going to answer, bitch. So, like, just, why you don't be acting weird. And she was like,
this is true. Miss Nikki answers my text messages a lot quicker than she used to. Now that she's in school, but the kids aren't there.
It's
very true. Now, you got to stay connected. It's just like being able to, what is it? I've loved being able to spend the time that we just kind of hang out and we just kicking back. We don't know what we're about to be doing. We just here. And it's fun. Esquire and I got to take a trip and get connected. So that was a crazy time. We went out there to see a former guest on the show out there in the world. Mm-hmm. We took a flight. Because you got to stay connected. We got tired of our drinking nights on the Facebook Messenger. So let's do this in real life. Let's do it in real life.
That crowd was busting, wasn't it?
We took a full flight
yes.
There and back. The most scariest thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Like, motherfucker, why is all y'all going where I'm going?
Right, on this day.
What is it about that place? Is there something happening there? Like, is
folks
that the promised
is literally
land?
about to start buying 2 seats.
But it was really good to be connected.
Why you playing?
And I could have afforded it for less than you would normally pay to go on that same flight.
Why you playing? 2 seats.
Yes.
Sheesh.
It was nice to be connected though, because you see, like I said, I love seeing y'all and whoever I see regularly. But it was nice to get out of the bubble, out of your little triad or little square, and see somebody different and stay connected, because that's important. You want to make sure that you're keeping those communication lines open, because it does something for you when you can connect with people that you love.
I will say that I completely agree with that. We took our first road trip.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Naji and baby Naji. We took our first road trip and we went up to see Jay the Creator and his family, and it was a great time. It's always grand old time hanging out with them, but it felt good to be around people who you don't see on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this shit, okay, this it felt normal in their house. We didn't go anywhere, but it felt good to be in their house. Mm-hmm. I was thankful.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But you know what? That's another form of just like you said, getting out of your bubble, mental health, renewing, and get your strength back up. Mm-hmm. I guess the whole point of this conversation, as we were sitting here going through it in the beginning, is we're talking about these different things, but being in this pandemic has made a lot of people feel alone. Mm-hmm. It's made a lot of people feel like they didn't have any hope, or they need to be working on things, or not knowing what to do with their hands, as they say. And I know that Mrs. Naji she works in the psychology field or whatnot, so she can appreciate that. Mm-hmm. There is nothing wrong with reaching out and talking to someone if you are feeling a certain way in this moment. And we're laughing and we're joking and we're coming up and talking about our experiences. But if you are legitimately feeling a way and feeling by yourself, because everybody doesn't have a wife and kid, everybody doesn't have roommates. Some people are in a position where it's just like, all I have is the outside or my friends, and this is my new reality and I can't adjust to it. There is nothing wrong with reaching out and getting the help that you need, or talking to someone and being able to just express how you feel so that you don't have to deal with this by yourself.
And the resources are there. Go ahead.
And also, if you do have someone there and you're not literally physically alone, you still might need to reach out to somebody.
True.
Because just because you're with someone doesn't, negate you from these experiences. So it's nothing wrong with feeling the need to reach out to somebody and talk to somebody. There are plenty platforms. There are plenty things. And if you don't know us, call my wife so we can get some money off you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's it.
I'll gladly take that.
We'll keep it in the family.
There are so many things out there for virtual help and whatnot. And I joked earlier about I was currently drinking Tito's. Dare we say, obviously, don't be out here drowning your sorrows. Unless you're with your friends. If you're with your friends, it's not technically drowning your sorrows. But find healthy ways to get out of, or those donuts.
This shit looks
donuts are a good way to get through this time. We're probably gonna throw up some stuff on our page for ways you can find your way out here in the pandemic if you need a little extra help. Just little tidbits, stuff like that, because it's important and it's okay. As Black people, we tend to, in the past and present, disregard mental health. Your mental health is important, Black people. We love you. Like I said, we want you to be here on the other side of it. So if you need it, get it, and it is okay. And ain't nobody talking shit. And if they are, fuck them.
And not just Black people.
Everyone, yes.
Whoever is listening to us. Mental health it's important, because when your mind is not working right, everything else seems to suffer. But do y'all have anything else before we close out on this one and go into our moment?
nah, like that's it. This has been the shit right here. This is the shit right here. Like I said, we're not gonna talk about this no more. We are done with COVID. It's happening, but we are not acknowledging after this point. We're done with it, and we moving on to the next thing.
I know that's right. Well, let's go on to one of these moments that's just for us.
It's your
FUBU moment. FUBU moment.
It's your
FUBU moment.
FUBU.
Oh! Did y'all hear that? Who was that?
Who said that?
Can I get some more bass in my headphone? Who was that?
Let me tell you something. Y'all motherfuckers know how to harmonize. I don't give a damn what's going on. Ooh, I told y'all it was something new. New artwork, new music, new intro. Godly, new FUBU moment.
New. Not to be confused with Lauren London.
But look, we are in our FUBU moment and surprise. Well, maybe you're not surprised. But
It's us, niggas.
the FUBU moment is us. We are the FUBU moment.
It's us.
We have come 3 long seasons. Well, we're at the start of our season, but 2 long seasons and the start of a 3rd one. And we're just here to entertain and
We
share
had to
our
fight
point of views.
hard for us to be this FUBU moment. We fought long and hard for this.
Coley did not
We
want
had
us
to
to
fight
be
ourselves.
appreciated.
We had to fight ourselves.
And the episode was about shining light on ourselves.
About mental health and all that other stuff. You know,
have something else y'all want to do for a FUBU moment?
Why do I have to sound like Neffy? What is this?
no, it's on Roscoe from Martin.
or Frankie, Keisha Cole Mama.
Yes, that's what it is. Neffy's the sister. Get out of here. I won't let y'all shame me.
You didn't want us to be a FUBU moment, and we're here. We love ourselves. We're here.
We were being good to ourselves. We were being good to each other. We deserve to be a goddamn FUBU moment.
We deserved it.
Did I not say fine? I said fine.
You gave in. You outvoted. You were definitely
have an
outvoted.
attitude.
You were definitely outvoted. But it's okay.
As RBG lies, I was outvoted by 2 men. You're exactly right.
Wow.
The black woman is the most disrespected.
Wow.
Even though you're part of the FUBU moment. Wow. We wanted you to be part of the FUBU moment. I didn't want it.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be celebrated.
I didn't want these
I don't want to be
men
celebrated.
to fucking outvote me and put me in a FUBU moment.
Oh, God. Shout out to us. Because it's season 3 and it is fan-fucking-tastic. And we have come a long way.
Yes.
I think we said last season we were 85% knowing how to do a podcast. I'd say we're at like a 92 right now.
That's a very good
That's
thing.
almost an A on the 7-point scale.
That's a good thing. We come a long way. We got Naji doing voiceovers a little bit.
Yes.
We got people who actually listen to us who are doing our music for us. And Jay's still coming up with the new artwork.
True.
It's something about being able to go into your Rolodex and get some stuff done. Is that it?
True.
Oh, shit.
Hello?
So it's me.
We out here. But we were talking about doing like an alternative FUBU moment.
Yes.
Honorable mention, as we should say. So Michael Jordan has started along with the other guy.
Bubba Wallace?
Not
Bubba Wallace is
I
the
like just
driver.
called-
I don't know the other guy's name.
the other guy that's a racer, or he was a former racer.
NASCAR fans, don't hate us. Please don't hate
you
us.
look that up. He's starting his own NASCAR team.
Yes.
Denny Hamlin.
Hamlin.
And their very first driver is going to be Bubba Wallace. Michael Jordan obviously has said you want to be on the forefront of sports and inclusiveness and expanding diversity in different areas. And this is just something that's kind of awesome.
Yes, that is very, very cool. Because Bubba Wallace had his own little controversy and bullshit earlier this year. So thank you, Mike, for dipping into your black side and helping us out.
Dipping into your black side.
All of his side is
Step
black.
into the black side.
I was going to say, I've
ooh.
never known anybody to accuse Mike of not being black.
Not that Mike.
Right. Not the Villalago Mike, but not this Mike.
Anyway, it is good. It is a FUBU moment.
It is
For
a FUBU moment. So
And his Wallace.
we'll see how it goes. Is this going to make y'all want to watch racing more?
No.
Nope.
Not at all.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of going in circles.
Circles.
Unless it's that song that say you got me going in circles. Dun 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 dun.
Oh,
Round and round.
I go.
Now, moments like that, I'm cool with those circles.
Well, we won't see any more of those circles because he's not here anymore. Who? Luther. That was Luther Vandross.
it was also Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Well, so that's why I
are
was,
they here
that's where I
too?
was going.
Well, they're not. They're probably not.
Well, so we ain't here to
So we're
regard
really not going to be
They're probably
looking
not.
for those motherfuckers. Well,
But anyway,
well, that has been our FUBU moment. But look, as we close these
Actually,
things out,
I have an honorable mention. I must say
Okay.
this: I would
You
be
did say
remiss if I do not just say R.I.P. to Chadwick Boseman.
God,
I have.
Mbappe.
I'm still not okay with I don't know him.
I just cry for no reason.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair. Then they started posting photos with like him waving goodbye to like the other Avengers, and they posted photos of him and Kobe, and I was just like, this is a lot. Like he played some, and I know that he was an actor, but when you found out what his story was and some of the things he was doing behind the scenes of like encouraging other like youthful cancer survivors or cancer patients to kind of push them through their things while he was in part dealing with the exact same thing at an elevated level behind closed doors while being one of the most notable people in one of the largest like things
Franchises,
ever. Like that shit's crazy. And I you know, prayers are with his family, friends, fans, everybody that falls under that, you know, umbrella or whatever. But that shit hurt.
Yeah.
It's something about realizing someone's story, like you said, where it's just like they were making jokes about him losing weight and everything like that, and then you see he is pushing through his pain to get through as many movies, roles that he wanted.
Yeah.
Not just getting through any regular movies,
Yes.
roles that he chose specifically or accepted.
Roles that meant something.
That meant something, and
He
is battling
he
cancer.
had cancer the whole time he was doing Black Panther. Mm-hmm. And you couldn't have told me that he just wasn't cut up for that, you know, for that fight with M'Baku. I just thought he was cut up. I was like, I didn't realize, you know, I don't know what his body frame was ever, but I think after that is when he started to lose a lot more weight and things started to get progressively worse, which we find out after the fact. But
He's just the epitome of getting up every day, going to work, doing what you got to do, and not complaining because it could be a lot worse than some other people. You never know what people are dealing with.
he did say, one day I'll tell you my story. And then when it all came out, like the whole world was just shook up.
He influenced a whole generation of children, people, and it's good. It's been beautiful to watch. I'm glad we were here and old enough to understand it and see it.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to that. And also, shout out to the hopefully soon to be Vice President of the United States of America.
Right. That was a FUBU moment. She is a FUBU moment, and what we'll probably do is we'll put a pin in her. Because as we get closer to after the debates and everything, and honor her in that regard. But we see you
And her Timbs.
Mrs. Timms, Mrs. Tim.
we love you, Kamala.
We love you, Kamala.
We love you.
But so look, we're getting ready to wrap up this episode. First off, as kind of what Coley was saying, we're going to start putting some stuff up on our social medias out there. So we were being very serious when we were talking about mental health and just finding your space, finding someone to talk to, no matter what situation that you're in, whether it be us. Hell, getting our comments. We talk back. I think we say some pretty witty comments when people reach out to us. We'll talk to you.
Lancelot's gotten a lot better.
Yes.
He's had some time to like sit down during the pandemic, and he's grown.
Yes.
You know,
He's
during
on
this
the
time.
COVID task force.
He is. He is.
COVID task force.
Yeah, he was the inaugural case of COVID.
Once, because I think Lancelot was working at Waffle House as long with doing our social
Yes.
media. So he was able to like kind of sit down for a little bit.
Yeah.
Get his stuff together, wear his mask, and continue to be behind the scenes.
Yes.
I feel like Waffle House has the same level of like dirt that it had pre-COVID.
Don't do that because I love Waffle House.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying.
You know,
Yeah,
the shit, man. We'll go to Waffle House.
their rating has not changed. You're right, and they don't wear masks and stuff in there even today. But he just sneezed on my waffle. I know it's gonna be so good.
Order up,
Right, Bing.
That's an all-star breakfast for you, ma'am.
scrambled,
But look,
smothered, capped.
and also be on the lookout as we were saying before. We have plenty more playlists that's coming up. So we have a new round of season 3 playlists that'll be coming out. Naji did that very beautiful voiceover for us, letting y'all know if you're a small business out there, you want us to pub you and give you some airtime, and we partner with you. We have no problem doing that. And what are our handles for social media? What was it?
We
again?
are at Night Rounds on Instagram and Twitter. It's at Night Rounds on Instagram and Twitter. If you want to hit us up on the Gmail at nightroundscot@gmail.com if you want to talk to us that way. But you know, that's us. Night Rounds.
All right. Well, look, one more time, can we do just like a very small hand clap for Jay the Creator and Andrew for doing our cover art and our damn music?
Yes, and shout out to Andrew. Yes.
Niggas, did y'all feel like somebody when y'all was in here, like going through the music and like looking at the artwork? Did y'all feel like some people?
Listen,
it was nice.
People out there in the world, we've been talking about Jay the Creator for coming up on 3 seasons now, and he's a very, very talented. He's a good friend of these two gentlemen, someone that I know adjacently, and I adore him. Also, he's a good guy. He's talented. So if y'all see him out there, he can get you done. And our newfound table friend Andrew, thank you so much. My buddy, my G, my guy, for finding time in your busy life. He's also a new father, like Naji out here, having time to make us a new intro.
Congrats, bro.
Yes, and taking our requests, like us not knowing anything other than what we know, which is that we have an idea of something, and taking it and running with it. Thank you guys so much, both of you, for dealing with our confusion, not having any idea how to do that, but doing it for us.
It's something about being very good in your craft.
Yes.
To where you can take people's muddled ideas of what they want and form it into something so beautiful. So we thank y'all for that.
Thank y'all so very much.
Also, one last point. So if you're just joining, excuse me, my mask. If you're just joining the night rounds or night at the round tables train, season 2 and season 1 are still out there. On all the major platforms, Podbean, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify. Go through and listen to some of our episodes and see who we are, but we plan on going in a different direction and letting you know more of who we are and also some new funny adventures that we'll be going to coming up.
Yes, season 3 about to be lit, y'all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Hey. All of our new followers, we've been out there talking to y'all. We've had a good little month out here.
Season 3 about to be a lituation.
We lit out here. The round table is set on fire. We having a real good time. Thank y'all for sticking with us and coming back one more again. It's been good.
Hell yeah. Coley, can you close us out with your shit, please?
You know what? Like I said, thank y'all. This has been episode 1, season 3 of Nights at the Round Table. This is your girl, Coley. Who leaving me behind?
This your boy, Esquire.
Who this? We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by. We getting out of here. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. It's Nights at the Round Table. We out. Ow.